Well, the Knicks are playing the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yes.
And a guy who we love, and he loves us, but he doesn't love Don as much as Don loves him, is Andrew Gundling, tried and true Philadelphia. And we have him joining us right now to break down the series. Andrew, what's up?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
How you feeling about this?
Well, it's a Sixers series in the playoffs, so it's impossible to feel good. But excited. And also, I should say, really excited that Sixers-Knicks feels like it's a playoff series that should happen more often. I don't think it's happened since 88 or 89. And I feel like this is right. Like, I feel like these teams should be playing in the postseason more often. It's a fun rivalry, and it's a shame that we haven't seen it more at this stage.
1989. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's nuts.
Well, the Knicks have been terrible for a long time.
Yeah, the Knicks had a hand in that, certainly. But the Sixers had the process years and the pre-Iverson years, so they can never be good at the same time. It's a little bit of like Mets-Philly in that way, as far as the rivalries go.
So do you believe that Embiid is close to 100%?
Not really. Not really. I thought that this could be perfect for them. Like, the injury that he suffered midseason, this could maybe serve as him kind of getting a rest in the middle of the year, as opposed to what's been the case in the past for him, where he's just worn out and gets hurt again in the postseason. I kind of thought, okay.
Oh, no.
That's an indication right there.
Oh, no. He boomed on us?
Knicks now in 5.
You take a Knicks in 5 now?
Knicks in 5. That's a bad omen.
No, because I've had it.
It's a bad omen.
It's not what
we
you
can still
want.
have the conversation with Andrew Drop. Yeah, Andrew, anything else you want to say to us in drops, at least?
I will fight you after this round.
All right. Fair enough.
Wow.
Why?
You think, he's been out of work a while. That they probably just stopped his service there?
Oh, my
that's
God.
a terrible thing to say.
With you?
Because the problem was there was just too much reality in that statement. It's not right.
Yeah.
He's back now, so he's got it back.
I hope you didn't.
Andrew, as you were saying.
Andrew suggested you... And Michael suggested you haven't been able to pay your phone bills. What say you?
Well, I can do that, but I have no landline. Do people have landlines?
I do. I proudly have one.
Very proud.
I'm sorry. This is all I can do. Do I think Embiid is healthy? I think is the last thing he said.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I thought maybe he would be, and then the injury at the end of the regular season was kind of a brutal blow right before the playoffs, and then the Heat game the other night was going to be the test to see, okay, is he or isn't he? And, man, I know he was great in the fourth quarter, and that was really cool, but that version of Embiid looked an awful lot like previous postseason versions of Embiid where he's not healthy, and that scares me because they're only going to go as far as he will allow them to go.
I've had this theory on why the Knicks are not as appreciated outside of New York as they should be, and I thought maybe it's because they're the one team that goes all out every night, the one team that actually honors the regular season, where a lot of teams have load management and don't pay as close attention to the regular season as the Knicks do. As somebody on the outside looking in, do you agree with that, or do you think the Knicks are legitimately the second best team in the conference?
Well, I don't. The second best team in the conference is tough to say. They're legitimate. And by the way, I should tell you that, like, among my group of friends and, other people in Philadelphia whose opinions I respect, the Knicks are, like, no one is looking past this series in Philadelphia. Everyone is like, this is going to be a war. This feels like 6 or 7 games. Feels kind of like a toss-up. So, the idea that the Knicks, I know you didn't use these words, but, like, they're definitely respected outside of New York. At least that's been my experience with them. As far as why, if it's because they go all out every night, I don't know. They're the fact that Julius Randle is hurt. I know there are some people in New York that think they're better off without him, but their ceiling is probably lower. Like in the playoffs, when teams can scheme over the course of 7 games to try to limit Brunson, it helps to have another guy who can maybe score 30. So I think that could have something to do with it, that there's not another player of that level. But I don't know. I kind of disagree with your premise a little bit, that maybe there's a lack of respect for them outside of New York. But everyone I know takes them seriously.
Well, the reason I say that is because they were actually a dog in this series.
So they were initially, but that changed, right? I think I saw like the odds.
Yeah, the Knicks have creeped. The Knicks have moved ahead.
And by the way, that's a compliment to the Knicks. The Sixers are 32-8 with Embiid in the lineup this year. Like, there's a good chance if Embiid had a normal season, the Sixers would be the 2 seed. So I think the fact that Embiid is back, now there's questions about his health, but he's playing. So the fact that they're actually even with the team that was 32-8 over 40 games with Embiid in the lineup, I think that actually kind of does show that there's some respect for the Knicks.
All right, make a pick.
Boy, I feel like such a loser doing this, but my friends and I, we had the group text going earlier today, and we were making our picks, and I said, I think it's the Knicks. The Embiid thing just scares me. Like I said, the version that I saw of him the other night, it just looks like other postseasons of Embiid not being himself. And, Tom Thibodeau is such a great defensive coach that even under the best of circumstances, I'd worry about what he could scheme against Embiid over a 7-game series. And these don't feel like the best of circumstances. I think Embiid is like 65 to 75% healthy. I don't like that. I think Knicks in 7.
Now, these friends that you're texting with, are those the guys that you spooned with when you guys went on the road trip?
Yep, the very same. That's right.
Now, can we finally put to bed, speaking of spooning, put to bed this one thing? Don thinks he loves you and it's unrequited love, and he doesn't care. He doesn't think you like him at all. What's the story?
I don't know why he thinks that.
But I never said that.
I don't understand.
I said it doesn't matter. I hope you care for me, but whenever Michael brings that up, I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to love you the same. I appreciate that you care about me. I never doubted it. I'm just saying that if you don't, I'm not going to change how I feel about you.
Strong.
You've created this narrative over years. I don't know why. I don't know what it spawned from, other than me yelling at you that one day after the Eagles tanked against Washington.
We have that.
Can we hear that, Peter?
Oh, yeah.
I said already, Don, it was embarrassing.
Sounds
don't
like
scream at me on the show.
Sounds like hate to me.
Well,
I hated that day. Of all the days that I worked there, that was one of my least favorite. I went home. I felt terrible. I hated that whole day.
Well, of course, things weren't made better, Andrew, when they found out that me and you went out to dinner and Michael and Don were.
Yeah, we need to get to the bottom.
We weren't even asked, Andrew. We weren't even asked.
Yeah, Peter, how did that happen?
I don't know. I'm not sure what happened.
It's on Peter. It's not on you. That's why I don't have a hold of any ill will toward you. I hold it toward Peter, and I continue to hold it toward
Andrew,
him.
can you try to help me out here? We had dinner plans on a day when neither Michael nor Don were in the city. And they acted as if it still sort of required an invite. And to me, knowing them, without their intimidation, you know as well as I do, Andrew, while, yes, I should have asked for the sake of asking,
yes,
the prospect of them coming in is a ludicrous idea.
Don, do I live in Texas that I wouldn't drive into Manhattan?
Let Andrew answer. Let Andrew answer.
So, first of all, I can't ignore the intimidation factor. I mean, that is part of it. I mean, look, like, I get what you're saying, Peter, but I think that there is something to them just wanting to be able to decide for themselves.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew.
I know.
So, that's maybe they would have chosen a different day to work from home. That day, maybe they would have said, okay, we'll plan around this. I don't know that that's true. That might be giving all of us too much credit for this dinner. But
I would drive in for you, Andrew.
But I think, is it on the table? Everything Peter said is correct on why he probably didn't send the invite, but I'm just wondering, deep down inside, was Peter like, I really don't want them here?
Right.
At no point was that was never communicated at any point that anyone felt that way.
Now, all right, but was this communicated? No. Did you send an invite to Don and Michael? Was that ever communicated?
No, I don't know that it was.
Interesting. That's it. Look, Michael, it's all just evidence, right? I'm not ready to come to any conclusions, but we're compiling evidence.
Let the jury decide.
Yeah, we're compiling evidence, and it doesn't look good, guys.
Andrew, I hope you enjoyed the Sixers-Knicks series.
He won't. He won't enjoy a second.
Thank you.
You won't enjoy a second, will you?
No, because he's a fan, so he's going to be nervous.
No.
And
are you going to go to any games?
At this point, no. Wasn't planning on it.
You probably got a better.
If you were still producing the show, you would have gotten a press pass.
Yeah, that's true. Although that is not when you're. I don't know. Is that a fun way to watch a playoff game? I'm not sure. kind of rather just be at home or with my friends or I don't
Sound
know.
like Aaron Boone.
I'm sure.
That's exactly what Aaron Boone
Aaron
said.
Boone said he would not be able to be in control. He has to be home.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
might. You know,
No,
you
but
should
I'm
get
not-
him on your
not
text
planning
thread
it.
because he's a big Sixer fan.
Yeah, we tried that once with the Eagles. He was really dismissive of that. He didn't seem like he
wasn't on
really
board.
wanted any part of it.
Interesting. Andrew, love
Yeah.
talking to you. Hope you're doing well.
Same to you guys. Thanks for having
Love
me.
you.
The great
the
Andrew
best.
Gundling, our former producer here on TMKS.
Oh, yeah.
Peter, why don't you tell us about FanDuel?
Don't tell me what to do.
Do it.